morning,
It's good to
Juma.
see you. How was your weekend?
Oh, fine. Rather cold weekend. The cold extends into Monday, but no one is complaining, really.
When you say cold, I wonder. Which cold?
That means that human constitution varies from person to
Yes,
person.
yes.
You've forgotten that she's a woman.
Oh, that's biological, isn't it? I didn't do so well in biology. So
Okay, let's go to the
paper. Maybe I'll do better there.
Let's go to the papers, Chukudi. And just below the masthead, we have Ecuador scraps visa-free transit. The Business Nigeria. Ecuador scrap visa-free transit for Nigerians, 44 orders. You find the details on page 2. And the headlines in the Business Nigeria, 50% CRR, 35% FG asset load squeeze Nigerian banks. Find all the details in the paper. And Nigeria reclaims palm oil industry as foreign firms exit, local players rise. We find the details in the paper. And Brent crude surged to 75.59 on Middle East tension, U.S. talk draw. And let's quickly go to the Pilot newspaper. And below the masthead of the Pilot newspaper, NDLEA arrests woman on road to India for fibroid surgery with 2.20 kg cocaine. Details on page 5. Governor Sani demands justice for families of 12 Kaduna travelers killed in Plateau. You find details on page 5. Ijos reject Nigeria-Morocco pipeline deal. That's the headlines in the Pilot. Nigerian Pilot says gas pipeline project crime against Ijos of Niger Delta region. That it will enslave, kill Ijos for next millennia. That gas will power human civilization. Insist project lacks transparency, alleging that FG didn't follow Public Procurement Act. And writes President of European Union to address concerns of Ijos on the project. You find all the details on page 4. Gunmen abduct High Court judge at Bielsa's Eatery car park. Find the details on page 5. At the bottom plate of the Nigerian Pilot, Yelwata, 50 fake internally displaced persons nabbed in Benue. Diri approves automatic employment for UAT first-class graduates. And Tinubu didn't support annulment of June 12 election. That's coming from the presidency. SEC bars independent directors from becoming executive directors. Find the details on page 6. Champion Nigeria's democratic progress, Idris urges NUG at 70. And African workers demand zero tolerance for perpetrators of sexual violence in conflict zones. You find details on page 5. Sedemola.
Okay, I have the Daily Trust newspaper, and just the major headline reads, Plateau killings, death toll hits 13. Survivors narrate ordeal. Victims buried in Mango, Kwampan. Well, that's all. Chooks?
Yeah, Demola, that's all. But it's eerie in the sense that the orgy of violence continues to the detriment of the fatherland. Because when one person loses their life rather in a horrific manner, it simply makes you shudder, not just for self, but for the fact that this country is beginning to experience things that make you think that our problems could be spiritual. I mentioned this the other time. I don't want to be called Pastor Chukudi because I'm nowhere near that. But the amount of blood flowing in this country is alarming. It doesn't make sense anymore. Are we reinventing the tribal wars of those days in 2025 or what? What is happening? And the most frustrating aspect of it is that you don't get to hear that anybody got arrested when these things happen. President Bola Tinubu asked a question in Yelawata. You mean nobody has been arrested after this? Governor Sani is talking from Kaduna. He is calling for arrest of the perpetrators. But there's something he said which should be interesting to us. I am one of those who keep asking, what stopped killings in southern Kaduna since Sani got in there? He is recommending the model he adopted. Do we need to go and study that model to find out how we can spare the lives of helpless human beings who are just engaging in normal activity? It doesn't make sense anymore.
And in a branded vehicle, abuse area.
Juma, it doesn't make sense anymore. It doesn't. Self-liquidation is not an option.
I mean, even if they say the other maybe it's not branded, but this has a brand, you know, on the vehicle, ABU Zaria. They can't all be illiterate.
You know, there's a name in my village. It's called Ngemegwai. Let me use pidgin to interpret it. I go do you back. I had a teacher who was, well, he's dead now. We were talking one day and he said, Ngemegwai must have been named because somebody's trying to mention a particular part of their history. But that he doesn't think Ngemegwai is a good name. Because if we keep on Megwaiing, you know, revenging and on, when are we going to stop?
That's the question.
Forgiveness matters in life. You understand?
Yes.
It's not. I don't understand what is happening anymore. I don't.
Okay, let's go to the Ijaws reject Nigeria-Morocco pipeline deal.
I don't have the details of that story. Is it that there will be exposure to environmental, you know, hazards or what?
They say it's a crime against Ijaws of Niger Delta.
That
will enslave, kill Ijaws for next millennia.
Fine. They still have not said the reason for it. I need to go into details to know what they are talking about. If you don't want the gas pipeline, is it the flaring that you prefer? The flaring itself is a very harmful thing. But when we are able to take to Morocco, the incidence of flaring will be highly reduced.
And they've written to the president of the European Union.
European Union, you know. I saw that bit. I saw the headlines, but the intros, as
what
you
will
talk
the
about
European
Union
Union president do? It is an African matter.
Well,
why do we always take our problem to other people to solve?
It's an African matter in the sense that it's happening within Africa, but that gas is bound for Europe. The thinking is when Nigerian gas gets to Morocco, it gets into Europe, and it's a large foreign exchange earner. In fact, it's a real deal.
Yes.
They've been talking about it, trans-Saharan pipe and all that, you know. It's been on for a long time. It is to the huge benefit of Nigeria financially, economically, you know. But we need to know what these our brothers and sisters are talking about so that if there's some iota of credibility in it, we need to address it so that business can go on unhindered.
Yes, so that business can go on unhindered. And
yes.
That's it for today, Chukudi.
Oh, that's why you shut me up.
I will jejely walk.
Even my dear Jumai has joined him. It's okay. Good morning, everyone.